Today on Good Morning Suncoast, voters approve a higher tax on schools in both Manatee and Sarasota County. Will have reaction.
I'm live on Main Street where some businesses could be losing revenue as snowbirds head back to the north. How much could those businesses lose out? That's straight ahead.
And Governor Rick Scott is increasing security in Parkland over a month after that shooting that killed 17 at the high school. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5.
Good morning, up to Wednesday, March 21st. Glad you're with us. I'm Ray Collins.
Yes, thanks for joining us today. I'm Stephanie Webb. It is halfway through the week. We are almost here, people.
Yeah, a little more peaceful in weather office yesterday. John was running around like crazy today. You do have some warnings, though, I see in your maps behind you, though, John.
A few. We have some residual effects left over from yesterday's frontal passage. And so, yeah, we have a few things to deal with, mostly all associated with the drier air that's moved in that personally I think feels really good.
It does, yeah.
It does, right? And also some of the winds that are still kind of breezy out there. We're looking at the small craft advisory up for all the area through this evening, 5 to 7 foot seas, so that's significant. Plus, the area shaded in red has a fire weather watch red flag warning up. Now, that doesn't include a lot of our area, but it does include about half of Charlotte County. So those are the two things we have to watch out for. Temperatures a little on the cool side. We're at 66 Sarasota, 62 Lakewood Ranch, 61 Perry, 60 Bradenton. And I'll tell you what, those are pretty much going to be our high temperatures of the day. We're going to lose a few more degrees through the morning hours, but nothing on radar to show any kind of inclement weather for your morning commute. But winds still are a little breezy, 12 to 15 miles per hour across the region. It's two hands on the wheel if you're in a high-profile vehicle going over the Skyway Bridge. Otherwise, a nice day shaping up for us. Daytime highs today, as I mentioned, top out about where they are now. We'll lose a few more degrees to around 62 or so, and then we'll start to climb back up under full sunshine today. But again, just not much in the way of warming and a chilly night ahead. We'll talk all about it coming up in a few.
Okay, it's a date. Talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking the roads. You'll see a little construction project ongoing there. Actually, a big construction project at 75 and State Road 64. Be aware of that. Also, 14th Street West on the southbound lanes heading towards Sarasota County. Speaking of which, 41 southbound as you head toward the Ringling Causeway, some congestion there. Northbound too around Fruitville. And our final maps to the south will show Clark Road there at the very top of your screen. Well, now you can't see it, but Clark Road showing some congestion in the westbound lane. 5:02 right now. And first off this morning, some breaking news out of Austin, Texas.
The FBI office in Austin is tweeting that a suspect in the serial bombings that have been happening was arrested early this morning. You are now looking live at the scene in Austin right now. The tweet also says that shots were fired. Now, the suspect is believed to be involved in a series of complex bombings in and near Austin that took place from March 2nd through March 20th. 2 people have died. 5 others were injured in those incidents. We're monitoring the situation. We will bring you all the developments as they unfold throughout the morning. Well, it is a wrap. In just a few weeks, the snowbirds are expected to head back up north.
And that will affect local business. Marla Spence is live from Main Street in downtown Sarasota with that story. Marla?
Yeah, good morning to you guys. Each and every year, thousands make their way to the Sarasota area to soak up the sun, as well as all of what Sarasota County and Manatee County has to offer. But just in a few weeks, those northerners, or snowbirds, as we like to call them, will be heading back to the north until next season. Now, we spoke to a business owner who owns 2 restaurants, Cella V on Main Street and also Lolita Tartine in the Rosemary District. And he tells us each year he sees a dramatic drop in sales when the snowbirds leave.
I will say C'est la Vie, we drop like probably, like 30–40% of our sales during the summer, definitively. And Lolita, like I said, it's easy 50% that we lose on the sales.
That restaurant owner tells us he's been planning way in advance for this. He says that he's adding services to his restaurants so that he can bring in more revenue when his down season is low. He says he's going to be adding delivery services to his restaurant soon in order to collect more revenue as those snowbirds head on out back to their homes. Now, as that nor'easter heads up north, the snowbirds could potentially stay right here on the Suncoast, and that means those restaurants and businesses right here could continue to make revenue until they head back on over to their homes, and as soon as that nor'easter clears up. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Marla, thank you for the latest on this story and breaking news and traffic. Check out our app. It's under WWSB or under My Suncoast.
Well, school leaders in both Sarasota and Manatee counties are celebrating this morning after voters in both of those areas decided to invest in their students. School referendums for Sarasota and Manatee counties passed yesterday on that election day. Voters approved a $1 mil voluntary property tax. In Sarasota, the referendum passed by 78%, while in Manatee County, it narrowly passed by 51%.
I want this community to know how much we appreciate what they've done for us, and the best way to show them that we appreciate them is by being the very best school district that we can possibly be.
Today is a day of excitement, a day of gratitude. This community has once again shown that they value public education, and that's a great feeling as a superintendent.
So what does this mean for you, the property owner? Well, for every $1,000 that your property is worth, you're going to have to pay an extra $1 per year in taxes. Now, the property tax will provide funding for area schools in a variety of different sectors. Well, voters also made decisions about Longboat Key Town Commissioners in that election yesterday. For the at-large seat, Irwin Pastor beat Jack Wilson. In District 3, Ken Schreiner beat Jack Weber. And in District 5, Randall B. Langley beat Ed Zunes. And a follow-up now on a dispute between two Manatee County School Board members caught on camera. Bradenton police have completed their investigation and won't be filing charges against either board member. School Board Chair Scott Hope had filed an incident report against board member Dave Miner, citing aggravated assault after the two argued in the parking lot of the school district headquarters last month. Now, according to Miner, he didn't see Scott as he was backing out, and he never tried to hit Scott with his car.
New developments this morning out of Broward County. Governor Scott is offering state troopers to help patrol Stoneman Douglas High School now. The increased security comes after several students were arrested recently, and the school's resource officer was suspended for allegedly falling asleep on the job in a marked police vehicle. Now, one student is accused of pulling a knife out. Another displayed a knife on a bus allegedly, and a third made a threat on social media. Senator Marco Rubio issued a statement about that sheriff's deputy caught sleeping. He said, of all the schools in America, you would think this would be the safest one right now. This is so outrageous, it's almost impossible to believe. Now, those who have given donations to Broward County fund drives for victims' families may get a tax deduction. Senator Rubio is introducing a bill that would allow tax deductions for donations to groups supporting Parkland families. The bill would treat organizations as charities that collect cash contributions for the victims' families. Now, also, the brother of the shooting suspect appeared in court yesterday.
18-year-old Zachary Cruz was arrested on Monday, and he was charged with trespassing at Stoneman Douglas High School. Now, the judge has issued a $500,000 bond for Cruz after prosecutors said he, quote, has all the same flags as his brother. Jessica Holly reports.
At about 4:20 p.m., a trespasser was spotted in an unapproved, unsupervised area.
The phone call alerting parents about Monday's campus intruder, who turned out to be 18-year-old Zachary Cruz, the half-brother of the teen accused of terrorizing and taking lives at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School.
I know Zach. I've known him. I don't think he's a bad kid. I think he was a good kid, so I think he's put in the wrong situation just for being his brother.
On Monday, police say he put himself in the wrong situation, arrested for trespassing.
It is sort of weird to think about it. We have all these police on campus, and still he got on and was able to skateboard around, I guess.
And prosecutors say it wasn't his first visit since the shooting.
Many teachers are concerned with security at our school.
The fact that he actually got onto campus without being noticed, it's a little bit concerning.
Also concerning for some, what police say the teen said when he was caught, that he was there to reflect on the school shooting and soak it in.
Next time he wants to go soak in stuff, he could come to my house in Coral Springs.
The father of MSD school shooting victim Meadow Pollock speaking to us by phone, saying this arrest points to a much bigger problem.
I'm not focused on one individual. I'm focusing on lots of individuals that shouldn't be be allowed to go on a school campus.
We do need to be more vigilant during after-school hours.
Following the arrest, the school calling parents with a new after-school security plan that includes 3 security officers on duty through 6 p.m. and limiting access points after dismissal.
We continue to make adjustments with law enforcement and my on-campus security throughout this process.
Now to a developing story in Maryland where a school resource officer is being hailed as a hero for stopping a shooting at that high school. Authorities say 17-year-old Gaskin Rollins shot and wounded 2 other students. Investigators say he opened fire in the hallway yesterday morning. Now authorities say Rollins shot the female student before engaging in a round of gunfire with that school resource officer. Police say it's not yet clear whether Rollins was killed by the officer shot or if he shot himself.
All right, 5:10 right now on this Wednesday morning. Still ahead, First Alert traffic, and March is Credit Education Month. What you need to know about your credit report and how the
Life-changing effects it can actually have.
Exactly.
And coming up a little later in the hour, a 4th nor'easter is headed toward the northeast. Stick around, but first, let's check in on our local weather. John Scalzi.
So we're looking at a much different day today. We'll have a pleasant school bus ride, I think, for the kids in store. We're looking for a pickup temperature of about 62 with clear skies. A little bit cooler, though. Breezy winds will continue to keep our temperatures in the 60s today. We'll look at about 62 with lots of sunshine, breezy winds. The pollen count today, Ray, is a little bit better. We're looking at a 9.6. Tomorrow's forecast, 9.8. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in a few.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Looking for a 66-degree air temperature. Oh, that icon is wrong. It is not raining. 55 degrees, the dew point. We have a humidity of 68% and winds breezy west-northwest coming in at about 20. Across the region, temperatures are generally holding in about the 60 mark in inland areas closer to the coast with a slightly onshore wind flow. You've got a little bit warmer temperatures. 69 degrees Longboat Key, 66 Sarasota, 62 in Venice, 68 in Venice, 68 in Inglewood, and then 60 degrees in Bradenton. So we're looking for a kind of a cool day today, actually. We'll start it off in the 60s and we'll end it up in the 60s. Our temperature's really not warming all that much, despite the fact that we're going to have lots of sunshine around today. Plenty of sunshine, in fact. As we head into the afternoon period, we'll watch the winds perhaps subside a little bit, but they're still going to be very breezy out there, and small craft advisories up throughout the day today. We'll get up to about 68 for a daytime high as we continue to funnel down that cooler, drier air. And that'll lead to a pretty chilly overnight. 65 by about 7 p.m., but when you wake up tomorrow morning, it'll probably be in the 50s. So the futurecast for today, hour by hour through the afternoon, shows that wind out of the northwest. That northwesterly wind kind of keeping the coastline just a tad bit cooler currently. And then as we head into the noontime hour, should be beautiful. Lots of sunshine around. Again, that wind still kind of breezy coming in out of the northwest. Full sunshine, though, I think. And then as we head into the later part of the day this afternoon, everything's still just fine. Kind of a boring, actually, forecast over the course of the afternoon, but sometimes boring is good compared to what we saw yesterday. Winds continue to be breezy through the 7 p.m. period. Skies will be mostly cloudy, partly cloudy during the evening, I think, as a little band of clouds move through. And then we clear out during the overnight, mostly clear sky. Should be a beautiful night tonight, actually. Temperatures will fall into the 50s, so it might be a little cool for some folks, but still, I think for other folks who would like to open up the windows a little bit, should be perfect sleeping weather, dry conditions. For those who do heat their homes tonight, it may feel a little bit on the dry side because the relative humidities will be so low once you heat this already dry air. So across the region today, we'll continue to watch some quiet conditions weather-wise in our area, but not so with that nor'easter developing and building and moving up the eastern seaboard. Snowfall amounts will probably be pretty impressive, maybe half a foot of snow around the New York area, and then as you move a little bit inland and up the mountains, you'll probably get as much as 10 to 12 inches of snowfall over the course of the next 48 hours. So pretty impressive stuff. That area of low pressure continues to drift away from us. High pressure is our main weather driver. It brings us that wind that comes in out of the northwest and draws down that cooler, drier air. So over the next several days, we'll look for sunny conditions. We'll look for rain-free right straight through the week ahead, but cooler for several days in a row till we warm up by the weekend. Again, boating not so good. Northwest wind at about 20. Small craft advisories up. For today, 68, 51 tonight when you wake up in the morning. Tomorrow, 66. 45 for the low Thursday night into Friday morning. 70 on Friday. We warm a little bit on the weekend. That's the good news. And next week we stay dry for the 7 days ahead, but we will warm into the 80s. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside. Your first alert traffic this morning. Roads are looking pretty good at this hour. Just a couple spots to tell you about. There is a spot right there just south of State Road 64 on 301 that's causing some congestion. And then a couple right there on 70 between 75 and 301. That area is pretty congested out there this morning. That's all in Manatee County. In Sarasota County, those roads are looking pretty decent out there. Starting to see a little congestion around University Parkway, but not too much on that map. And if you head farther south, those roads are all looking pretty clear, as they usually are around this time of the morning. A little bit farther south, even those roads, even 41 is still looking pretty decent around this time of the day. It is 5:18, and that is your first alert traffic. Well, March is Credit Education Month, and it is time to really get familiar with your credit report and just how much it can affect your life. First, whether you're buying a car, renting an apartment, applying for a job, all of those things go right back to your credit report. So first, what exactly is on that credit report and how far does it go back?
Yeah, credit report is kind of like your report card for your credit, for your personal life. It has your personal information, your name, social security number, your current address, things like that. It also shows your public record. So it'll show your addresses for maybe 5 years ago. Maybe it shows your past job or 2 or 3 jobs before that. And also it shows all of your personal accounts, your credit cards, your loans, and also their payment history. So if you missed a payment 5 years ago, that's going to be on your credit report.
Now, in our 6 o'clock hour, 3 things that you may not realize that your credit score can affect.
You know, and some say if you check your score too often, that somehow works against you as well.
It does not. There are so many free apps out there that allow you to check it as many times that you want, that will let you monitor and even text you or email you all kinds of different changes. And that is one of the things on our docket that we're going to be talking about this week.
More tips next hour as well.
Lots of good things. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, hundreds of thousands of credit card numbers may have been exposed. Another good reason to be checking that credit report.
Plus, look at this, some disturbing video from Daytona. A man could face charges after this video with an alligator surfaced. The story is next.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-738-9812. 800-738-9812.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Caught on camera, a pregnant woman who was not about to give up her purse to thieves.
Now, surveillance video shows the woman on top of a moving car trying to fight off the thieves. Brian Enton has her story.
Look closely at this surveillance video. That is a pregnant woman on the hood of a moving car.
I was on the car. I was like stopping them, but they were like taking me.
Cassandra Better is almost 9 months pregnant. She was planning her baby shower at Loomis Park in Miami Saturday afternoon when she noticed the 2 men in this white Mercedes.
And they were literally being sneaky so we wouldn't see them. They were like this, you know, like ducking down.
That's when Cassandra noticed them go into her unlocked car.
The whole time we were actually looking at the car. I saw him put his hand in and take the black and white purse, and that's when we started running.
In the surveillance video, you see pregnant Cassandra sprint across the park, going after the burglars.
I know a lot of people are like, why would you do that? But like, in a moment like that, you're not just gonna sit there like, oh, you're stealing from me. Like.
The driver of the Mercedes accelerates towards her, and Cassandra ends up on the hood of the moving car.
They had their window down, and I was screaming. I'm like, I'm pregnant, you know, like, you know. After it happened, I was in a lot of pain. Like it was a lot of pain. And so the ambulance came, they checked me out, they calmed me down. I was like, look, I'm fine. I just want to find them. I was worried about finding them.
Inside the 2 purses, the burglars got away with $3,000 in cash and a diamond ring. Cassandra says she had the valuables with her because she was saving up to buy a house.
This is an unfortunate situation, but she's able to walk away. She is pregnant, so that makes the charges so much more.
Cassandra realizes what she did was risky, but she says if she wasn't pregnant, she would have done even more.
I was trying to stop them, but at the same time, I was trying to think about the baby, so that's the only reason I moved. If not, I would have held on. Like James Bond, for real. Like.
And now a $1,000 reward is actually being offered for information in that case.
Some disturbing video from near Daytona. Wildlife officers are investigating this Snapchat video that shows a man tying up an alligator and dragging it across the road. Those who have seen this video are quite upset.
There's no justification for it at all.
I mean, we have gators. There's a lot of them here in Florida. I mean, you know, people shouldn't be messing with these animals. You know?
Absolutely, I agree. And I was appalled to see the video.
Well, the man in that video could face charges.
Hashtag, I hope he does. All right, a data breach at travel booking site Orbitz may have exposed hundreds of thousands of credit card numbers.
ABC's Candace Gibson and Diane Macedo have details in this morning's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, a warning for anyone who uses Orbitz.
The travel site says a possible data breach may have affected 880,000 credit cards. The data was submitted between October and December of last year.
And another breach may have exposed customers booking travel with American Express dating back to January 2016.
Amazon is now the world's second most valuable company.
The e-retailer surpassed Google's parent company after a drop among tech stocks. For the record, Apple is still #1. And Black Panther is now ruling the Twitter sphere. The blockbuster film is now the most tweeted about movie of all time.
With more than 35 million tweets, the movie soared past 2 Star Wars films to reach that top spot.
Ensuring Wakanda forever, indeed. Well, those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Safelite Auto Glass.
At Safelite Auto Glass, we know that when you're spending time with the grandkids, every minute counts. And you don't have time for a cracked windshield. That's why at Safelite, we'll show you exactly when we'll be there with a replacement you can trust. Well done, sir.
Looks great.
Thanks for choosing Safelite.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Saving you time so you can keep saving the world.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
There's only one national orange juice brand that only uses 100% American oranges. Simply Orange and Tropicana ship in juice from overseas. Only Florida's Natural grows all of our oranges in Florida. Great taste, naturally.
Hey, Maya. Hey, you still thinking about opening your own shop?
Every day.
I think there are some ways to help keep you on track, closer to home.
Edward Jones grew to $1 trillion in assets under care by thinking about your goals as much as you do.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30.
78.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
ABC7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us #1.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, a fourth nor'easter is approaching the northeastern side of the country.
I'm live on Main Street in Sarasota, where some of these businesses could be seeing a drop in sales as snowbirds head on back home soon. I have a live report straight ahead.
And we're hearing from residents in Georgia this morning after a tornado destroyed their home. Those stories and some breaking news from Austin, Texas next on Good Morning America.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5:30.
Good morning to you. It is Wednesday morning, March 24th. We are, or 21st, I should say. We are. I almost skipped ahead a few days right there. Yeah. Welcome. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. I'm Stephanie Webb.
And I'm Ray Collins. Right to the forecast now. Here he is, meteorologist John Scully. Good morning, John.
Good morning. What a difference a day makes, you know. We're looking at some, I think, pretty pleasant conditions. Your vote? Good, nice weather outside?
Yes, it's a little cooler this morning, less humidity. We're all good with that.
Drier, breezy. Yep, exactly. So light sweater may be required by some of you as you head out the door this morning because temperatures are into the 60s, especially in inland locations. You're into the low 60s, even 50s in some locations. Nearer the coastline, and onshore wind flow kind of helping things out just a little bit there. 66 in Sarasota, 68 in Venice, 68 in Inglewood, 60 in Bradenton. This represents about a 4 to 10 degree drop in temperature over the last 24 hours from this time yesterday, and that's because of the cold front that moved through and gave us our really breezy conditions and our much needed rain yesterday as well. Titan radar not showing a drop of rain around this morning, though. Dry as a bone for your morning commute. Day planner shows, well, our temperatures just don't lift all that much because of the cold air kind of draining down from the south, riding on that northwesterly wind. We'll only get up to about 68 today, which is in some places where we are right now, so we don't just warm too terribly much. But it'll be a beautiful day, lots of sunshine, but a little bit on the breezy side. Complete forecast in a few.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic. Nothing too much yet. A little build up there, 301 rather, as you approach downtown Bradenton. Otherwise clear in Manatee County. Checking farther south. So far, so good in the upper half of Sarasota County. And then going to our final maps toward the south, we might see some delays in both directions on 41 or not. We'll check those maps for the south right now. And the suspense builds, and we will pull the plug on that. Let's take a live picture right now from Anna Maria Island, where our photographer is live out there. There's actually talk now about a ferry service from Marina Drive right there across to St. Petersburg. We'll have details of that story coming up this half hour on Good Morning Suncoast.
All right, now to breaking news out of Austin, Texas. Just moments ago, a local station in Austin reported that the man accused of sending and detonating explosives in the area is dead after detonating one final device and killing himself. You are now looking live at the scene, and we're going to show you the scene in Austin right now. Police reportedly tracked down the suspect in a hotel in Williamson County. A chase apparently followed, and then a shootout reportedly followed that. Now, that suspect is believed to be involved in a series of bombings in and near Austin that took place from March 2nd all the way through March 20th. Now, 2 people died in that. 5 others were injured in those incidents. Now, we are monitoring the situation. We're going to bring you all the latest developments as they unfold throughout the morning.
Right now, a fourth northeaster with strong winds and a foot of snow on the way. Most of the snow and sleet is expected to pound New Jersey, Maryland, and parts of eastern Pennsylvania today before heading toward Cape Cod tomorrow. Some airlines have already canceled flights, and schools have canceled classes ahead of the 4th major storm in the past 3 weeks.
Well, snowbirds are big business here on the Sun Coast. It's estimated that Sarasota County's population grows by about 80,000 people during that busy season. We see that on the roads, don't we?
Most of them on US 41.
Yes.
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 So what is the impact on businesses when snowbirds go back north? Here's the story now from Marla Spence, who is live on Main Street in downtown Sarasota. Marla?
Yeah, guys, businesses all across and up and down Main Street and all across Sarasota are getting ready for those snowbirds to head on back home. We spoke to the business owner and restaurant owner of 2 French restaurants, C'est La Vie and Lolita Tartine. Both of those restaurants are well known and also very busy daily. That owner tells us that this year he's been preparing to make more money after snowbirds leave by adding delivery services. He tells us each year for almost 20 years, snowbirds, who bring in the bulk of the revenue for his restaurants, impacts his business when they head on back home.
Yeah, I mean, we have a huge drop, you know, and it's become a little bit quiet during the summertime.
That restaurant owner says his restaurant Lolita can see a 30 to 40% decrease in sales, and his other restaurant, C'est La Vie, can see almost a 50% decrease. Now, those snowbirds could expect to stay right here on the Sun Coast as the nor'easter makes its way in to the northern states. So that means that revenue can continue to generate for this area and for those restaurants and also those businesses right here on the Sun Coast. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Sun Coast News.
All right, thank you, Marla. For the latest on this story and breaking news and the forecast, check out our new app. It's under WWSB or under My Suncoast.
Strong but brief. That is how the National Weather Service is describing an EF2 tornado that touched down in Georgia late on Monday night.
Thankfully, much of the damage happened in rural areas. Reporter Tom Jones shows us the damage.
For life. Anthony Chappelle says he was holding the handles on 2 bathroom doors for dear life. We fight. We fighting in there. To protect him, his wife, and daughter from an unwelcome intruder, a tornado.
The wind just want to blow them open.
Before that, he says his family had to run for their lives.
One of the doors in the hallway blew off. Started hearing the windows breaking.
After it was all over, he saw all the damage to his home, including this piece of wood that went through his garage wall.
We would have took a body out easily.
Many of the homes on Jumpers Trail in the Chestnut Ridge subdivision suffered massive damage from Monday's storm.
It's total devastation in here.
Anthony Jackson had damage inside his home and out. Take a look at this fence that damaged his garage.
So it flew all the way from there
over
to
here.
Yes.
That must have been some sound.
Oh, it was. She said it sounded like a train roaring over here. I don't know what to say about it. Boom, boom, ba, 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 boom.
This resident says that's what the tornado sounded like.
I've never been in a tornado before. This was unbelievable.
He couldn't believe all the damage to his home and to his Cadillac.
That's my baby. And it's
gone. But neighbors say what's important is there was no loss of life.
Nobody was hurt. Thank God. Nobody was hurt. Not one fatality.
New developments today in that bridge collapse in Miami less than a week ago that killed 6. New documents show that there was a key design change that put the construction of that bridge behind schedule. It also put the bridge millions of dollars over budget as well. There was also a voicemail left by an engineer on the project warning FDOT about some cracking on the bridge. Also, a second wrongful death lawsuit has been filed, this one by an FIU student who was driving by the school when that bridge fell and crushed the back of her car.
Back in this area, the owners of a ferry business are hoping to start a service between St. Petersburg and Anna Maria Island. Corey Hubbard and her family have a Tampa Bay-based ferry service since 1928. And they say the service could hold up to 49 people on the ferry boat. It would start in the mornings every Wednesday and Saturday and go from St. Petersburg to Anna Maria Island. They need approval still to use the dock at the new Waterline Marina Resort. Hey, look at this picture of the Sunshine Skyway Bridge.
I love this one. This is so I can't stop staring at this picture. It's so fascinating.
One of our viewers, Vicki Sullivan, took this picture that shows a huge cruise ship getting awfully close to the top of the iconic bridge. This was taken last weekend, not yesterday, when it went really dicey.
No, yes. I drove over the Skyway yesterday, and that was probably one of the scariest drives I've ever had. It was just a couple hours before they ended up closing it. But I've been over it before when the cruise lines have been in there, when the cruises have been going by, and you wonder how in the world is this going to fit? But they truly do.
I heard just by 5 feet, yeah.
That is amazing.
For a closer glimpse of that, you can check out my Facebook page on our social media. It's under Ray Collins, ABC 7. Get a closer look at Vicki's picture she took and allowed us to show as well here. So Interesting stuff.
It is, it is. All right, still ahead, the latest in First Alert traffic, and
Walmart is testing a new product, what you might see roaming the aisles.
Plus, one video is going viral. It is the dog catching the hearts of millions online with his gently loud snoring. But you know what? One guy who does not snore loudly, it is our own John
How do you know?
I don't know. I just made that up, people.
Did you catch me in the Weather Center on occasion over there?
I didn't want to tell.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, winds are blowing a little bit out there this morning, and we do have the wind category checked for your morning commute. Just because high-profile vehicles going over the Skyway Bridge, 2 hands on the wheel. Other than that, we're looking good for your morning commute. Temperatures in the low 60s and breezy, coming home mid-60s, so we don't warm too much today. School bus forecast, outside recess forecast, 10 out of 10 chance of an outside recess today. Really don't see any problems whatsoever. That blue is moisture. That tan is dry air. The tan has moved in. We'll talk about what that means for our forecast in a second.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Everything all right? Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
We have Old Glory sitting right outside of our studios, and she is standing straight out. I'll tell you what, we have a 20-mile-per-hour wind gusting to 25 today. That is a wind out of the northwest, and it is breezy outside. Taking a look at current statistics, we have 66 degrees as an air temperature with a wind coming out of the west-northwest at 20. That wind off Gulf waters, though, is keeping the coastline just a little bit warmer at 66, thanks to the water temperature, while inland temperatures are much cooler. We have some 50-degree temperatures just a little bit inland. In fact, you don't have to go too far inland to see temperatures that, well, actually, now the Wauchula temperature, which was at 58, has now jumped up to 62. So still low 60s in inland areas, mid to upper 60s as you get closer to the coast, the effect of that northwesterly wind flow. We've got 68 degrees at Longboat Key. Sarasota comes in at 66. Bradenton at 63. Lakewood Ranch, you've got 64. Venice 67. So is Inglewood. Northport at 64. And then those inland temperatures all uniformly in the lower 60s right now. We'll go with 62 by 7 a.m. Then sunny and cool, but you know, with that wind brisk out of the northwest driving down that cooler air, just not going to warm a whole lot today. Despite the sunshine, we only stay at about 68 by 3 p.m. It's rain-free, though, straight through the period, and as we get into the evening hours, should be beautiful, but a little on the breezy side. Hour-by-hour forecast continues to show maybe a few clouds from time to time. We still have some up to the north, and because the winds are coming in off Gulf waters, we may catch a few of those cold air clouds coming our way, but otherwise, lots of sunshine in between those banks of clouds that are passing by. None of them, by the way, contain rainfall. Northwest wind breezy and gusty. Small craft advisories up, rip current advisories up, so just watch for that. That could be a problem for boaters, mariners, folks who like to recreate in our waters. It's just a little bit unsafe with those strong, frequent rip currents that'll be around this afternoon. Winds will probably start to subside tomorrow, and so when you wake up tomorrow morning, I think the temperatures will probably be uniformly in the 50s, and also the winds will be a little bit more out of the north, so along the coast you're not going to get that warming trend from that onshore flow. Radar quiet across our region. Again, we have this storm system that continues to develop into a nor'easter that it's going to affect the northeastern coastline. And I'm telling you what, some of the computer models lately have shown some significant snowfall accumulations along the coastline. High pressure builds in for us with that high pressure drawing down that a north wind, switching to a northeasterly wind by tomorrow afternoon or evening. We continue to draw down the cooler air, and consequently, despite the sunshine today, we're going to have several days in a row of cool temperatures. Rain-free, though, right straight through the 7 days ahead, and just a little on the chilly side today, but as we head into the weekend, that changes. So we got some rainfall yesterday. These are rainfall totals that some places were quite impressive. Nearly 3-inch rainfalls in some locations. Some locations actually, Doppler radar estimates do go with 3 inches, which is great because the official amount of rainfall at the airport was only half an inch of rainfall. I mean, some places didn't get any, right? But if you factor in the amount of rainfall that we've had since the beginning of the year, we're still down about 3.5 inches. So this rainfall was needed, and it was very beneficial. Luckily, there was no severe weather to speak of, in our area anyway. Northwest wind coming in at about 20 knots, so it's going to be a breezy day. Small craft advisories up 5, building to 7-foot seas. Choppy on your bay and inland waters. Forecast looking like this. We hope there it goes. We're looking at a daytime high today of 68, 51 our overnight low tomorrow, a little cooler at 66, and the overnight low tomorrow, the coldest of the week at 45 as you wake up on Friday morning. 70 degrees on Friday. We warm nicely over the weekend. I think it'll be an absolutely gorgeous weekend. In the upper 70s, full sunshine, less wind, nighttime lows in the 50s, and then next week maybe a little bit warmer and a little bit more humid, I think, coming in the low 80s. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside your first alert traffic this morning. Not too much going on out there. Still a couple of those hot spots that are really going. The bridges are starting to pick up a little bit more if you're heading into Bradenton, as well as State Road 70 and that 301 intersection. That's a big hot spot. If you're heading into Sarasota County, those roads are looking pretty decent this morning. You've got your usual slowdowns, University, Fruitville, Bee Ridge, but nothing too major to see out there. If you're heading into South Sarasota County, those roads are looking pretty clear as well. A little farther south, those maps look pretty decent too. 548 with your first alert traffic. In this hour's Health Smart, guys, this one is for you. Finally, the male birth control pill could actually be a thing.
Researchers say a proposed hormone pill could reduce testosterone and other hormone levels without causing any serious side effects. A safe and effective male birth control pill has been a long-time goal in medicine. Researchers say the sample size was sort of small, so there needs to be more research to find out if there's any potential side effects. Next time you're in Walmart, don't be surprised to see a robot in the aisle. The retailer is testing a new robot called Bossa Nova. The new shelf-scanning artificial intelligence is currently being tested at this store in California, and this is how it works.
What it does is it scans each aisle to look for items that are out of stock, can look for incorrect pricing, anything that will indicate that an item is in a place that it shouldn't be. And what it's able to do is relay that information back to our associates, so our associates get real-time data about, what parts of the store need the most attention.
Walmart is testing the robots at 50 of its stores nationwide.
Well, you know that feeling. You're sound asleep, deep asleep, until something or someone suddenly wakes you up. But have you ever woken yourself up?
Yeah, it's a good boy. There's a bumper sticker on the back of my car that says, "Who rescued who?" And it's super cheesy, but it's so true. Like, he has been so much a blessing to our lives.
All right, well, there's videos that have been viewed worldwide more than 6 million times of this dog right here. Watch this right here. Moose is actually a rescue dog who's done some rescuing himself with that personality. Now, he was rescued this past summer. He was picked up as a stray, but is apparently now her emotional support job as well, or dog as well. She says while she saved him, he's done so much for her as well. I love that as well. That is so cute. Wakes himself right up from his deep sleep.
Yes,
and that one has gone viral.
Well, we've got some breaking news we're going to talk to you about after the break from Austin, Texas, so stay right there.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
Serving part-time as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment to get an edge in the civilian world. Learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you at NationalGuard.com.
Well, a sense of relief right now in Texas. We've got some breaking news from Austin about that ongoing package bombing that's been going on. Reportedly right now, a suspect has been killed by police, and we are standing by for a press conference from Austin.
That's right. So far, we've got CNN, Fox News, and local stations, all in Austin, Texas, are confirming that the suspect is dead. The man accused of sending, detonating explosives in the Austin area is dead after detonating one final device and killing himself. Right now, police reportedly tracked him down in a hotel nearby. A chase followed reportedly, and then a shootout. That suspect is believed to be involved in that series of bombings in and around Austin that took place starting March 2nd and then ran right up to March 20th. Now, 2 people have died in those bombings. 5 others were injured in those incidents. We're waiting for a press conference that's going to be happening in just a little while here. They're staging the area, so we want to get that. But we're going to be monitoring the situation. We're going to bring you all the updates as they unfold and develop throughout the morning.
All right, checking some local headlines now back here in the Suncoast. Suncoast voters approved spending more money on schools yesterday. Manatee County barely approved a first ever surtax, and Sarasota County overwhelmingly approved renewing a 4-year tax that would cost the average homeowner about $220 per year.
Plus, the Bradenton police won't be filing charges against either of the 2 Manatee School Board members after the 2 got into this parking lot dispute that was caught on surveillance camera last month.
And check out this picture of a big cruise boat just getting under the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. Thank you to Vicki Sullivan, who took this picture last weekend of this near miss.
All right, coming up in the next hour of Good Morning Suncoast, Amazon is now the 2nd most valuable company in the country. We're going to tell you who holds the #1 spot. We've got all that for you coming up at 6 o'clock.
More news and more breaking news from Texas on the way right here on Good Morning Suncoast.